Let's pause for a moment and think about what truly keeps us alive. Most people think about vitamins or proteins, maybe exercise or sleep. But here's the hidden truth. Minerals are not just side players. They are the spark plugs of life. Every heartbeat, every breath, every step you take depends on minerals working behind the scenes. Minerals are the reason your cells create energy, the reason your bones can carry you through life, the reason your immune system can fight off infections, and the reason your DNA can repair itself after damage. Think of it like this. If your body is a high-performance car, minerals are the wiring and spark plugs that keep the engine firing. Without them, even the best fuel won't get you anywhere. Now, let's connect this with aging. Aging isn't just about wrinkles and gray hairs. At its core, aging is about damage accumulating in your cells, your organs, and your systems. And here's the fascinating part. Minerals directly influence almost every hallmark of aging. Now, here is the critical insight. Without minerals, aging accelerates. With the right mineral balance, aging slows, resilience rises, and vitality thrives. In fact, large studies consistently show that people with better magnesium, potassium, zinc, and selenium status have lower all-cause mortality, meaning they simply live longer, healthier lives. So when we talk about longevity, minerals aren't optional. They are the foundation that everything else, vitamins, exercise, sleep, even your mindset builds upon. So the bottom line, if you want a body that ages gracefully, you have to fuel it with minerals, and that make vitality possible. Minerals are not just nutrients. They are the spark plugs of life. They stabilize DNA, generate energy, regulate immune system, and balances fluids. Without them, aging accelerates. With the right balance, aging slows and vitality thrives. Let's start with one of the most underrated minerals of all time, magnesium. Think of magnesium as the spark inside your cellular battery. Every single molecule of ATP, the energy currency of your body, has to be bound to magnesium to become active. No magnesium, no energy. And here's the real kicker. Over 60% of adults are not getting enough magnesium from diet. Stress, caffeine, alcohol, and even certain medications drain magnesium reserves faster. That means millions of people are running on an energy deficit without even realizing it. Magnesium doesn't just fuel energy, it protects your heart. It keeps heart rhythm steady and prevents dangerous arrhythmias. It also lowers systemic inflammation, a driver of chronic disease and accelerated aging. Now, the longevity evidence in a large-scale studies, people with higher magnesium intake have significantly lower risk of dying from any causes, what we call all-cause mortality. That's powerful. It means magnesium status directly predicts how long people live. So magnesium is not just a supplement, it's a longevity powerhouse. Next, let's talk about selenium, the trace mineral with a big impact. Selenium powers your body's natural defense shield against aging. Antioxidant enzymes like glutathione peroxidase. These enzymes protect your cells from oxidative stress, those damaging free radicals that accelerate wrinkles, chronic disease, and even cancer risks. In older adults, studies show the higher selenium blood level predicts better survival and longer life. In other words, selenium acts as a guardian of healthy aging. But here's the catch. Selenium has what we call a Goldilocks zone. Too little is harmful, leading to weakened immunity, thyroid dysfunction, and faster aging. But too much selenium can also shorten lifespan, increasing risk for diabetes and other problems. This means selenium must be respected. The goal is not mega dosing, but reaching the sweet spot where your antioxidant shield is strongest. Finally, let's dive into zinc, the mineral of immune youth. Your immune system is like your personal army, but as you age, that army gets tired, slower, and weaker. Scientists call this process immunosenescence, and it's major reason why older adults face more infections, slower wound healings, and even higher cancer risks. Zinc is what keeps your immune army strong and youthful. It boosts T-cell function, accelerates wound healing, and helps your DNA repair itself after damage. Without zinc, immune aging speeds up dramatically. Research shows that older adults with good zinc status get sick less often, recover faster, and maintain better resilience. Simply put, zinc helps you stay young on the inside. And here's the fascinating point. Zinc also has a direct role in protecting your genetic code. It helps DNA repair enzymes function properly, reducing the mutations and errors that accumulate with aging. These three minerals, magnesium, selenium, and zinc, are not optional extras. They are central to your body's defense system against aging. Magnesium powers your energy and heart. Selenium shields your cells from oxidative attack. Zinc keeps your immune system youthful and your DNA strong. Deficiency in any of these speeds up aging, but with optimal balance, they give you more than health. They give you time. Now we're moving into the balancing act, the minerals that keep your skeleton standing, your heart beating properly, and your blood pressure steady. I call them the balancers. They don't always steal the headlines, but they determine whether you age with strength or become fragile and fragile faster. Today, we will focus on three critical relationships: calcium with bone and vascular health, the potassium-sodium tug of war that controls blood pressure and arterial aging, and how all of these interact with vitamin D, kidney functions, and common medications. Understanding these balances will help you protect independence, avoid fractures, and reduce cardiovascular risks as you get older. So calcium is familiar. It builds bone, but its story for longevity is nuanced. Dietary calcium, when consumed as part of food, supports bone density and functional independence in older adults. However, the data on calcium supplements is mixed. Multiple large reviews and guidance statements show that dietary calcium is safe and beneficial, while routine high-dose calcium supplements, especially without vitamin D or in those already replete, may have no fracture benefit and could carry small cardiovascular risks. That's why modern guidance favors food-first strategies and cautious individualized supplementation. Mechanistically, calcium does two big things relevant to aging. Number one, it's a structural minerals. The more you maintain bone mass, the lower your fracture and disability risks. It's signaling ion. Calcium tells muscles to contract, nerves to fire, and platelets to clot. Too much circulating calcium can contribute to vascular calcification, which stiffens arteries and accelerates cardiovascular aging. So the practical rule: prioritize food sources and reserve supplementation for documented low intake, high fracture risk, or clinician guided repletion. When used, split doses and pair with vitamin D monitoring to optimize absorption and lower risk. Also screen for high serum calcium and disorders of calcium metabolism before long-term supplementation. Next, it's sodium potassium. Think of sodium as the accelerator and potassium as the brake for your blood pressure and arterial health. Modern diets are overloaded with sodium and underpowered with potassium, a combination that ages arteries, raises blood pressure, and raises the odds of heart attacks, strokes, and heart failure. Large observational and trial data with tie higher sodium intake with increased cardiovascular risks, while higher potassium intake lowers blood pressure and cardiovascular events. Public health agencies recommend lowering sodium and increasing potassium to improve population cardiovascular outcome. Mechanisms that matter for longevity: sodium excess increases blood volume, vascular wall stress, promoting endothelial dysfunction and arterial stiffening. Classic drivers of vascular aging. Potassium relaxes vascular smooth muscles, promote nutrients, and like sodium excretion, preserves endothelial function, and stabilizes cardiac electrophysiology, all protective against age-related cardiovascular decline. Clinical practice: most guidelines advise adults, targeting less than 2,000 sodium per day and to seek higher dietary potassium through fruits, vegetables, legumes, and dairy. Interventional evidence shows that lower sodium and boosting potassium reduces blood pressure meaningfully, and even modest systolic drops translates to fewer strokes and heart events at the population level. But a safety note, aggressive potassium supplementation is dangerous in people with reduced kidney function and those on potassium-sparing drugs. Always individualize and check renal function and medications, and always consult your doctor. Finally, remember, these are not isolated nutrients. They interact constantly. Calcium competes with magnesium for absorptions. High sodium can worsen calcium excretion. Potassium-rich diet often correlate with diets that protect bone and cardiovascular health. Vitamin D is needed for optimal calcium handling. When you test and intervene, think holistically. Labs, diet, patterns, medications, and kidney functions all matter. To summarize, calcium keeps your bone and signaling stable, and supplements need respect. Potassium is your artery's best friend. Sodium in excess is an artery's enemy. Together, these balancers shape whether you age into strength or into frailty. Use food-first strategies. Test intelligently, and when you supplement, do it deliberately and with the follow-up. That's how you turn balance into longevity. Minerals aren't just passive nutrients. They act as molecular switches that influence the very hallmarks of aging. Magnesium fuels over 300 enzymatic reactions, including mitochondrial energy production. Adequate magnesium keeps mitochondria efficient, delaying the decline in energy we see with aging. Selenium works through selenoprotein like glutathione peroxidase, reducing oxidative stress and protecting mitochondria from wear and tear. Zinc and selenium together, they guard DNA. Zinc stabilizes repair enzymes, while selenium reduces free radicals. That means fewer mutation and less genomic stability, a central hallmark of aging. Potassium and calcium balance is critical for cell signaling. Potassium lowers blood pressure and reduces vascular stiffening, while calcium preserves bone and muscle strength, preventing frailty, one of the strongest predictors of longevity. Think of minerals as the microscopic guardians of youth, keeping DNA intact, mitochondria humming, and tissue resilient. So if you have learned how minerals influence the hallmarks of aging, but how do you turn that knowledge into a life you can feel and measure? Here's your practical longevity action plan. Step 1, prioritize mineral-rich diet. Your first line of defense is a whole food, leafy greens like spinach and kale, nuts and seeds such as almonds and pumpkin seeds, legumes like lentil and chickpeas, seafoods including oyster, salmon, and sardines, and whole grains are naturally packed with magnesium, zinc, selenium, calcium, and potassium. This is more than just nutrition. It's biohacking your cells every day. Supplements can't fully replace this. Food provides minerals in their natural ratios, along with cofactors that aid absorption. Step 2, test smartly. Knowledge is power. If you are at risk adult, older age, chronic illness, high stress, restrictive diet, get your mineral labs checked. Magnesium, zinc, electrolytes like potassium, sodium, thyroid function. Number 3 is supplement selectively. When test confirms deficiency, supplement intelligently. Correct low magnesium, zinc, but avoid megadoses unless medically indicated. Over-supplementation can be toxic, causes interactions, or even shorten lifespan. Supplements should fill gaps, not replace a healthy diet. Number 4, balance interactions. Minerals rarely act alone. Calcium can reduce magnesium uptake. Selenium and zinc act synergistically in antioxidant defense. Being aware of these interactions helps you maximize benefits without unintended consequences. And number 5, focus on synergy, not single nutrients. Longevity isn't about obsessing over one minerals, it's about the orchestra of minerals working together. Magnesium powering mitochondria, selenium and zinc defending DNA, potassium and calcium preserving muscle and heart health. When you combine diet, smart testing, targeted supplementation, and respect for interactions, you create an environment where your cells function optimally, aging slow, and vitality thrives. Longevity isn't about adding years, it's about adding quality to those years. Essential minerals are not optional, they are the foundation of resilience, vitality, and independence. So the question is, are you fueling your body with the minerals it needs to thrive into decades ahead? Start today and give your future self the gift of strength, clarity, and life. Now, if you are a high achiever and you feel burnt out and you want to optimize your health, well, if you've been one of those who's been feeling drained, exhausted, or stuck in a survival mode, well, you can click the link below to watch our burnout video, where burnout isn't just about stress. It's your body sending warning signals. Learn what to do next. Struggling with focus, energy, or motivation? This video really will break down burnout step by step. Don't wait until burnout takes over your health. Click the link below to really watch the full video. Burnout is reversible. If you know where to start, watch the video in the link. Take back your energy today. Thank you.